So when the Swedish immigrants came to Nebraska, they brought with them stories. And some of them they even made up in Nebraska. I imagine they would sit around the campfire and talk about what was wrong with Nebraska. And everything that you could think of that was wrong with Nebraska, well, they invented a character named Feeble Feebleson, and it was his fault. He was a tall-tale character, kind of like Paul Bunyan, the only tall-tailed character who was a farmer. And this is one of their favorite tales of Feeble Feebleson. Well, I remember Feeble. Yeah, he came to Nebraska and he didn't have anything with him but a wheelbarrow and a rope. And I remember telling him, Feeble, what are you going to do with just a wheelbarrow and a rope? You can't plow the soil with just a wheelbarrow, and you got no oxen to pull it with anyway. Well, he pulled up his socks and he came up with an idea, and he took the wheel off his wheelbarrow. He said, look at that, it looks just like a plow. And then he cut his rope, his fine rope, up into 1,000 little pieces. And then he took the first piece of rope and he made a lasso out of it. And he looked around and there were lots of bees everywhere, and he lassoed a bee and he got a hold of it, and that bee didn't like being lassoed like that, but he tied that bee onto his wheelbarrow, and then he grabbed another rope. And then he lassoed another bee, and he did that until he had lassoed 100,000 bees and attached them all to his wheelbarrow, which was now his plow. Well, those bees were pretty mad, so they started to pull, and he grabbed onto that wheelbarrow, and he says, all right, bees, let's cut ourselves a furrow through my land. And they started to move. And oh, they were moving, and it was all Feeble could do to hold on to those bees and that wheelbarrow. And everywhere he went, right forward, why, it cut a furrow. But I tell you what, he got to the end of his land, and he said, turn around, bees, we need to cut another furrow. But they didn't want to stop. They just kept going and going and going. As a matter of fact, those bees dragged that wheelbarrow and Feeble Feebleson from western Nebraska all the way across the state until they landed in the Missouri River. When they got in the Missouri River, they all sprang free. And Feeble looked behind him where he'd cut one big furrow all the way across the state. It was 1 mile wide, 1 inch deep, and when the rains poured, filled with water. And that, my friends, is how we got the Platte River. Now, when Feeble got back home, he sat down and he realized that it was mighty cold in Nebraska. Well, he remembered that there was hot sand over in California's desert Death Valley. So he put the wheel back on his wheelbarrow and he lassoed all those bees again, and he said, we're going to California. And sure enough, he and those bees and that wheelbarrow went all the way to Death Valley, California, where it was hot, hot, hot. And then he shoveled the sand into that wheelbarrow. He shoveled so much sand that it made a pillar of sand 1 mile high. Well, those bees didn't much like it when they were in Death Valley, so they started heading back to California. Well, wouldn't you know it? They started going back to Nebraska, that is. And when they got back to Nebraska, people spread that hot, hot desert sand all over Nebraska. And that, my friends, is how we got the Nebraska sand hills. Well, you know what? That hot sand began to melt the snow that was on top of all the mountains all over Nebraska. That's right, Nebraska was full of mountains. Everywhere mountains, just like Colorado. Well, that snow started to melt and come down and make Feeble's socks all wet, and he didn't like that, so he walked up to one of those mountains. And he picked up the mountain that I mentioned he was strong. And he picked it up and he turned it upside down and he drilled it into the ground. Then he walked up to the next mountain and he picked it up and he turned it upside down and he drilled it into the ground. And the water from on top of those mountains, why, it went right underground. And after he finished putting all those mountains into the ground, Why, there was a lake under the ground. That, my friends, is how we got the Ogallala Aquifer. Feeble forgot something I think most of us already know. And that's that the bottoms of mountains are flatter than a frying pan. And that, my friends, is why Nebraska is